With any document or presentation, it's important to review your work when you're complete. This doesn't mean using the proofing tools to check spelling and grammar. You'll want to review each slide to make sure there are no errors and that the text or illustrations are readable. You'll also want to review any animations or transitions you added to ensure they don't distract from the message of your presentation. Everyone will develop their own process for completing a PowerPoint presentation. After I review my slides for typos and spelling or grammar errors, I usually view my presentation in Slideshow view to look at all the animations and transitions at the same time. To change to Slideshow view, you can simply click the command at the bottom of the window or select the Slideshow tab. I'll select this tab so we can take a look at some of the options. In the Start Slideshow group, I'll click From Beginning to start with Slide 1 in the Slideshow view. Now I can just advance through my slides and see what the audience will see. If you'd rather start at the current slide, just click the From Current Slide command. This command is really useful if you are interested in seeing specific slides in a slideshow. As you may have noticed, there are often several ways you can accomplish a task in PowerPoint. The great thing about this Setup Show command is that from the dialog box you can modify several things about the way the slideshow runs. By default, the show type is set to Presenter, but you could change that here if you are displaying the slides at a kiosk or booth, or if people will be looking at the slides independently in the PowerPoint window. Also, if you want to skip one of the beginning or ending slides during the presentation, you can enter the slide numbers where you want to start and end the presentation. In the Show Options section, you can choose to have the slides loop continuously or play the slides without any animation you added. If you added timing to advance each slide, you can change it so that the slides have to be manually advanced. These are really the key things you can control in this dialog box. Let's just close this and take a look at the rest of the commands on the Slideshow tab. If you find a slide you don't want to display in the presentation as you are reviewing the slides, you can click the Hide Slide command. For example, I don't think I really need this topics slide. If I click the command, this will hide the slide during Slideshow view. You can click the command again to display the slide if you change your mind. There are some other commands on this tab that give you some control over your presentation. You can create a custom show using slides from this presentation and rehearse your presentation timing so you have an idea about how long it will take you to present the information. These are more advanced topics that not everyone will use, so I'll let you explore these on your own if you're interested. If you are going to use the presentation on a computer other than your own, you may want to package the presentation for a CD. This is a good idea if you are unsure as to whether the computer you will be using has PowerPoint 2007. Also, if you link to other files on your slides, you'll need those files on the computer you will use to run the presentation. The easiest way to make sure you include all the files you link to is to use the Package for CD feature. To do this, open the presentation that you want to package. Then, insert a CD into the CD drive. Be sure to use a CD that is able to have data burned or stored on it. Click the Microsoft Office button and select Publish. Then, select Package for CD. If you link to files from a slide in your presentation, a PowerPoint message will appear letting you know that those files may be updated so they can run in the PowerPoint viewer. Just click OK. The Package for CD dialog box appears. In the Name the CD field, just enter whatever name you want to use. I'll call this Orientation. In the Files to be Copied section, we can see the name of the file. If you want to add more files, click Add Files and select them from the dialog box. Below that, we also see a message letting us know that any files we link to from our slides will be automatically included on the CD. For example, I inserted a hyperlink from the orientation presentation to a slide in a slideshow about financial planning. By default, the financial planning file will be included on the CD. If you want to change this default setting, just click Options. In the Options dialog box, there are several things you can control. To select how the presentations will play, just select an option from the list. Unless you have multiple presentations, you can leave it as a default setting. What we are concerned with now is the linked files. If you don't want the linked files, like the financial planning slideshow, to show up by default, you can deselect that here. You can also choose to embed true type fonts in the presentation if you wish. This means that whatever fonts you need in your slides will appear, regardless of whether the computer you are using has the fonts. To require a password to open or edit the packaged presentation, enter the password that you want to use in the Security and Privacy section. Once you've made your selections, click OK to close the Options dialog box. Click Copy to CD. If you have linked to other files, a warning message may appear that asks you to confirm that you want to include the linked files in your presentation. Click Yes, and PowerPoint will begin copying the files to the CD. It isn't necessary to package the presentation on a CD, but it is a good idea if you're going to use an unfamiliar computer when you deliver the presentation. This way, you know, even if the computer doesn't have PowerPoint 2007, your slides will appear as you intended.